Right now on IUSTV News, 2 violent attacks on unhoused people, what we know about the perpetrators.
Plus, a community in shock following a shooting at a church in Michigan, what officials had to say in response.
And how the city's turned one of its old hospitals into affordable housing for its residents.
Plus, it's really hot all this week, what you're going to see from the sun and the dry outlook we have in Bloomington. More after the intro.
One of Bloomington's premier events every year, the Lotus Festival. Thanks for joining. I'm Tegan Emerson.
And I'm Carson Johnson. You're watching IUSTV News. With more about this iconic cultural event, our very own Samantha Kamir has the story.
Locals say the Lotus Festival is a staple of Bloomington. For 4 days, musicians took to the stage to share the music of their culture with the town.
I love it because it enforces the identity of Bloomington, of welcoming different cultures.
Those cultures were on full display Saturday, with performances from groups from Finland, Colombia, and Zimbabwe.
I don't know, it fits in and has formed what I know of Bloomington. You know what I mean? Like, Lotus is integral into every fall.
Lotus is all about experiencing music and art, but there's more to do than just watch. The audience members can also make their own art and play with activities like hula hoops.
One of the bands performing on Saturday was local band Marazando, headed by David Davila. Marazando specializes in a mix of music from Latin to calypso and funk. David calls the 10 members of the band his musical family.
When I'm singing, it's just freedom. I see how people reacting and feel that, and it's just like a synergy that happened for both sides.
That synergy kept him going Saturday, and is part of what he thinks makes Lotus so special.
If you are here from Bloomington, probably you know already about this festival, but if you don't know it, I want to invite you to check it out. I know you don't want to regret it.
Be sure to stay tuned to IUSTV News for more information for this event and others like it.
Bloomington has seen 2 violent attacks on unhoused people in the last few days, one of them deadly. Late Friday, police say a 29-year-old man was shot and killed near the Beeline Trail after a disturbance with a driver. Hours later, video shows 2 masked men punching and kicking a 60-year-old unhoused man until outside the upstairs pub, breaking several of his teeth. The man told reporters he didn't recognize his attackers, but said he's been harassed by groups of young men before. Police are asking residents to check security cameras and call Bloomington police with tips.
Indiana is cutting funds for the Child Care Development Fund. The CCDF is a federal program which helps low-income families pay for child care. On September 4th, Indiana's Federal and Social Services Administration announced the cuts. This document explains Governor Mike Braun's administration used COVID relief funds to cover costs. But the document also describes this as temporary. The Office of Early Childhood and Out-of-School Learning Director Adam Olson says they made this decision to protect families who rely on CCDF vouchers. Infant and toddler rates will decrease by 10%, preschooler rates will decrease by 15%, and K through 12 will decrease by 35%. These cuts will go into effect on October 5th of this year.
The grassy area on the corner of South Rogers Street and First Street is turning into affordable housing for Bloomington residents. The area has sat dormant since 2022 and will be turned into the Hopewell neighborhood. This neighborhood will contain green space for the residents, including a park across the street known as the Hopewell Commons. The Bloomington Police Department also plans on using one of the abandoned medical buildings for a new headquarters.
All right, let's get a check of the weather. Mike, what do you got for us?
I got a lot of orange, as we can see on this big, beautiful screen right here. Really what that means is that Bloomington has been hot and it hasn't been cooling down over the past couple of days. And currently right now, we're in those upper 80s across all of central Indiana, from Terre Haute, Bloomington, Brownstown, and Brookville right behind me. And about looking into the future, the overnight could be a little bit cooler. 9 p.m., 70 if you want to lay outside from some of that cool 70s. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, you do you. 12 a.m., 64, and 3 a.m. if you're a werewolf, it's 61. Glad for you to know. And for those of you that wake up in the early, we got some morning dog walks, and I have to feature this really good boy right here. This is Nimbus. This is our usual weatherman's reporter. Quinn, this is his dog, and he's a very good three-legged German Shepherd. But at 6 a.m., you want to walk your dogs, it's going to be 59 degrees, 7 a.m., 58, and 8 a.m., it's going to be a little bit sunny with some clouds, but it's still going to be 57. Coming up, got some stuff for you. Got consistent temperatures, as I just mentioned, a sunny weekend, as we'll look forward to, and a very dry outlook, unlike the text in the IUSTV group chat. More back after you guys.
All right, Mike, thank you. Tegan, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting deja vu from this time last year when it was hotter than I wanted it to be, when it's supposed to start feeling like fall. I'm sick of the hot weather. I want everything in the 60s all day long, and I want the orange leaves. How do you feel?
I feel the same. I want to wear a sweatshirt and sweatpants to class every day, and I don't want to be sweating on my walk to and from home.
Exactly. Well, we can hope that we can get that in these coming weeks. Well, after the break, we'll take a look at the state of student housing here in Bloomington.
Still to come, IU's Kelly School of Business just received its yearly ranking, what it means for IU's premier program.
But first, 2 Purdue students have been chosen as 2 of NASA's candidates to become astronauts. We're back in a few. Four people were killed and 8 others were injured on Sunday during a deadly shooting at a church in Michigan.
Police say Thomas Jacob Sanford drove his truck into a Mormon church, opened fire, and then set fire to the building.
With more on the story, we turn to CNN's Lee Waldman.
Evil. This was an evil act of violence.
Congregants and residents shaken after at least 4 were killed in a deadly attack at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan.
Everybody in my neighborhood are so devastated.
My wife and my daughter were just up here on Saturday night for a youth activity, so it's a really raw thing to see it.
A Sunday service interrupted when a gunman drove a vehicle into the church, began shooting, then set it ablaze, authorities say.
A lifetime of memories is just gone.
In an exchange of gunfire, officers killed the gunman they identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, a 40-year-old Iraq War veteran from a nearby city. Complicating the investigation, on Monday, a 21-year-old drove a sedan through a barricade at the scene and was quickly apprehended by police. Photos taken by a CNN crew show what appears to be a long gun in the front seat of the car. Authorities have not provided additional details about the individual or the motive.
We are still in the process of investigating that incident, whether or not it's related or not.
The motive in the attack remains unclear. Chris Johns, a candidate for a Michigan City Council, told CNN he spoke to the alleged shooter a week ago while door knocking on the campaign trail.
He did make the statement that Mormons are the Antichrist, which is a shocking statement. This is somebody you're just meeting for the first time. He had very strong opinions, nothing that was related to violence that would indicate violence, just somebody who had a very, very strong held belief that really he had maybe a philosophical animus, but not necessarily a desire to do what he did.
8 people were injured in the attack, and everyone's been accounted for, officials say.
It doesn't matter what party you're from, this kind of thing just chills you to the bone.
Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin surveyed the scene on Monday. It's near her home.
No community can ever believe that they would be on the receiving end of an attack like this.
This place has been shattered by bullets and broken glass. And this might be a familiar pain, but it hurts all the same. Every time. We cannot keep living our lives like this.
The bishop of the local ward where the shooting took place said of the tragedy, quote, "I know the people around the world are praying for our ward, our families, and I'm so grateful for that."
Finding off-campus housing is getting more competitive every year. Students are starting their searches earlier, knowing the best places don't stay on the market for long. Many say they don't want to miss out on their top choices, which means signing a lease almost 2 years in advance. That early commitment can be stressful, with some students feeling like they rush to make a decision before they're ready.
That people are becoming more aware of the competition, and they want the property that they want, so they're moving faster now because they're learning that if they don't, the likelihood of not getting it is there.
Recent changes in Indiana law and IU policy have redefined how retired faculty can participate in university governance. IU's Board of Trustees recently adopted policy BOT 19, which redistricts leadership roles to current employees and removes retired faculty from university councils or committees. 3 retired professors, Jim Sherman, Russ Skiba, and Alex Tanford, have filed a lawsuit. Challenging BOT 19 earlier this month, a Monroe County judge denied their request for an emergency injunction, but the case will continue.
IU's Kelley School of Business just ranked 8th in the nation for undergraduate programs, and IU School of Nursing ranked 13 overall for their undergraduate program as well. Kelley gained 1 spot on the ranking, while the nursing school surged up 26 spots when compared to last year. This comes from the 2026 U.S. News & World Report released earlier this past month. Indiana University also ranked 73rd overall for national universities and 34th for top public schools.
2 Purdue University alumni have joined NASA's 2025 class of astronaut candidates. Purdue graduates Yuri Kobo and Adam Furman were selected along with 8 other astronauts to go to the moon and Mars. The 10 astronauts were chosen from a pool of over 8,000 applicants. Kobo, an Indiana native, earned bachelor's and master's degrees from Purdue and served as a senior vice president at Electric Hydrogen until he was selected. The chosen candidates must undergo nearly 2 years of training before they graduate as flight-eligible astronauts.
Lookout Media School students, a possible new deal is on the way. Indiana University is looking to add a new Bachelor of Science in Sports Media. The concentration of sports media has been on the rise at IU, being the 2nd most popular concentration within the media school. The degree looks to build on the curriculum already required to be done through the concentration.
Having a piece of paper that says sports media would maybe look a lot better on applications, just because it would say in the fine print, of course, sports media concentration, but it might look better for future applicants or future employers.
The degree is awaiting a final say from the Indiana Commission of Higher Education. Tegan, like I said earlier, we are having a delay of the fall weather that I want to see. How do you feel about our current weather situation?
I'm really upset that it's so hot right now. I'm excited to hear what's coming up for weather this week. How about it, Mike?
Well, Tegan, if you were excited to hear that it's hot, if you're not excited to hear that it's going to continue to be hot, you probably don't want to listen to this segment, which all I have for you is heat. From Terre Haute, 87, that's going to be our high across Indiana. And it's not going to get much better from there. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But let's look on to tomorrow, where maybe it gets a little bit better for you. Well, there we go. It does get a little bit better for you. 8 a.m., if you want to get some cooler weather, you should go out at 8 a.m. 57, sunny, noon, 75, sunny and cloudy, boo to the clouds. And 5 p.m., 83. It's actually going to rise throughout the day. I think that's called a linear growth. I don't know whether Quinn's not here, but I'm trying to fill in for him as best as I can. But Thursday highs, let's look at. He was a master with this clicker. I really got to learn this clicker. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You were right there.
I'm right. Oh, we're right here. We're good. Yes. All right. A little bit of lower 80s for you, Tegan, Carson. A little bit of the lower. We're getting a little bit cooler. We're getting a little bit there. Like I'm figuring out this clicker, Indiana's figuring out the weather as best as we can. But let's look on to Saturday. No game day. No game day to worry about. I don't even have the Bears playing, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, I do know. I'm going to enjoy this beautiful weather from noon to 8 p.m. 75, 83, back to 75. Very consistent day. Going to be beautiful weather. Take someone out for a picnic. Go have a nice day. Go to a park. Do people still have parks around here? I don't know. Plenty of them? Thank you. But let's go to that 7-day forecast. I'm going to join you guys over here for that 7-day forecast. From Tuesday to Monday, it's going to be all sun. And it's going to be sunny from 85, 75, and it's just going to be sun. No clouds, nothing in the sky. Look up, wear some sunglasses, wear some sunscreen. That's all I got for you guys.
It is long past the days when we are supposed to be wearing sunscreen and sunglasses.
I think it was colder when we first got here at the beginning of the year than it is now.
Yeah.
That's okay, because I'm not really interested about the weather right now. I'm interested about what Daniel has to say in sports, because things have been heating up across Indiana, much like the weather. Daniel, what have you got for us, buddy?
IU football is back in the headlines once again for more than just winning, and I'll be telling you guys what exactly is being said about them this week. Plus, the Indianapolis Colts lose for the first time this season, and I'll be highlighting some of the things that went wrong in their loss. Welcome back, Hoosiers. We saw another win for IU against Iowa. IU volleyball is on a hot start with an 11-1 record, and in a mistake-fueled game, the Colts lose their first game of the season. IU wins again this past weekend, this time inside Kinnick Stadium for the first time since 2007, and Coach Kurt Signetti's first ranked win. IU won a tough and gritty game in Iowa City, coming down to the second to last drive after Iowa's kicker missed a field goal wide left. Surratt was a key difference in the game, scoring the winning touchdown off of a perfect throw from Fernando Mendoza. Surratt had 156 receiving yards of the possible 233, only up to the name Waffle House. IU held Iowa's run game to less than 100 yards, which is the first time Iowa has been held below 100 for the first time this season. IU football moved up 3 spots in the ranking to number 8, now being the AP Top 10 in back-to-back seasons for the first time ever. IU has a bye week this week to help them get ready for number 2 Oregon and hopefully get back a couple of key players who were injured for last week's game. IU volleyball is on a heater as they start the year 11-1 and 2-0 in the Big Ten. IU volleyball took on Northwestern and Washington for their first 2 Big Ten games, winning 3-1 and 3-0. IU volleyball is 2-0 in the Big Ten for the first time since 2003. The game against Washington was a gritty win with sets 1 and 3 won by 2 points and set 2 by 3 points. IU prepares for a big road trip out west where they will have to face number 17 USC on Friday and number 24 UCLA on Saturday. IU opposite hitter Avery Tatum is just 66 kills away from the magic number of 1,000 kills for her career. IU volleyball looks to maintain their perfect conference record and go 4-0 for the first time ever. I'm sorry, Colts fans, but no perfect season this year as they lost on Sunday 27-20 against the Rams. The Colts suffered their first loss this season after a mistake-filled game led to the demise. Donai Mitchell dropped the ball out of the end zone from a premature celebration, resulting in a touchback, and a big run from Jonathan Taylor was called back for a holding call. The Indianapolis Colts secondary showed their age, trying to keep up with the young Rams receivers. 3 of the 5 Colts defensive backs are 29 years or older, which has caused them to see Father Time catch up a little bit as they have slowed down. Next week, the Colts take on the Las Vegas Raiders with the hopes that the Colts offense doesn't get raided by their defense. And for the latest on all things IU sports, be sure to tune in each week to Hoosier Sports Night. You can catch it Thursdays on IUSTV. That is my sports brief of the week. I'm Daniel Marlowe, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's get one last check of that 7-day forecast. Has anything changed in the last couple of minutes?
No, not at all. But I mean, we can look at the gracious opportunity that we have as a nice, peaceful weekend. No throwing off of upstairs, no going to Kilroy's, and no gloomy weather. We have all of that with the 7-day forecast. It's just plain sun through and through. I, for one, am going to relish a little bit of the sun. My apartment has a pool, which I'm very grateful for, so maybe get a little dip in there going. But from Thursday to Sunday, it's just plain sun. There's nothing more than that. All middle 80s and no clouds in the sky. That's what I was told, and that's what I'm hoping to relay factual information to you guys.
That is, I think that I am also thinking about taking the opportunity to get in my apartment complex's pool, but I can't make you any promises about not throwing up off of upstairs or going to KOK.
I tried.
Well, Mike, thank you, and thank you for watching IUSTV News.
For updates between newscasts, check out IUSTV.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We're back here tomorrow night. See you then.